Alright, so I'm gonna talk today about the gas tank and the gas pump. So today is gonna be just the removal part. I know it's already been done, but I know many videos they show like the before and after and while doing it. For me, what I want to focus right now it's all the connectors and a bit how to remove it. And I think it's better for some people to see what it looks like from on top and what it looks like without the tank, where the pipes goes and everything. So this video will focus on that. So we are under. So first thing I want to show you guys, there's actually two brackets that holds the gas tank. This one that holds the front part, that is a smaller one, actually just prevents it from sliding towards the back. And the second one, you see where the bolt is? Second one's connect there and will go all around and connects there. So you remove the bolt, you can actually bend the bracket. It's going to be flexible. So I'm just beside the rear end. So you can actually bend that bracket and pulls it towards you, and you see there's a slot. So you will actually just need to push it up and it's going to pop out. So that releases completely the back of it. Before doing that, put a jack stand or any little piece of wood just like the same I got on the gas tank. You see those little 2x4 and you just stack them up to prevent the tank from falling. Their main reason is, you see, there are connectors and they don't have a long range, so if the tank falls you can actually break those, or even the gas pipes. Not over there, maybe not the press part, right over there. You see it with the clips there, and the other one's a bit up there. So by building up something under the gas tank, removing that bolt, use some WD-40, and you see the bracket, it's really dark, the bracket is accessible from the inside. So take your WD-40 with the little straw that comes with it and just shoot it from this side. On the other side the frame is not open, there's a hole, but the frame is not open in the back, so you're just going to shoot in the frame. Same thing for this one. This one's accessible from under where I am. So you'll need, like, the drive shaft's right there, so you'll need to shoot there and remove it. You'll see it's really tight, so don't use a deep socket. Just use a small socket, or if you got an extension you can actually go over it, but it's going to be harder too. So yeah, no deep socket for that one. Before, and if you can, before removing those brackets, there is a connector right there that moves the gas to the motor, and there's another one there. There's like an air vent just beside right there. So I'm gonna talk about those. Alright guys, we're at this one. I know the video is not too great. So you see the pipe connects right there where my finger is, and the way it works, you see those little tabs inside right there and there. Those tabs prevent the actual pipe to stick out, and I'll show you the pipe in a few seconds. And what you do, you can actually try to squeeze them, but sometimes it doesn't work. So what I usually do, I use a knife or anything, a tool, or not a Phillips, but try to remember the flat screwdriver, and I just put a pressure on this. At the same time I pull down the pipe with the other hand, and once one of the clip pass the kind of flange on the pipe, I just keep a pressure, then turn to this one, put the screwdriver on the other side, and at the end I just squish, make sure they pass that little bump, and boom, it's gonna pop out. So it's really simple. It may be hard at the beginning because the pipe's gonna be like kind of seized inside of it, so try to twist it, not too much. I just use a pair of pliers or anything. Just try to move it until it starts being a bit snug, and then start prying like I'm telling you. That's gonna help out a lot. So that's pretty easy for that one. I'm gonna move to the other one. Maybe I'll stop by those connectors first. Those two are on top of the gas tank. I'll show you later how it's connected on top. They're a pain in the butt, really hard to remove. So you'll need to remove the clamps, disconnect the two pipes before unplugging those, because we gotta drop the tank enough for you to come from the other side of the drive shaft and have a good view over the tank. And from there you can actually come and disconnect them. And this one is the painful one to remove, and I'll show you why in a few seconds. Okay, so we're gonna finish the pipes before moving to the connectors. So you see, this is the frontal one. It's different from the one in the back. You see that little shining part? You're supposed to squeeze it and push it towards the inside, like the pressure I'm doing right now. And inside of it, we don't really see well. There is two hooks that's gonna keep the pipe inside of it. So the same way I said with the first one in the back, first try to at least make it move a bit. Sometimes it's like I'm saying, it's kind of squeeze, like seize inside of it. So just move it a bit. Once you see it start moving, with the other hand, keep a pressure on that. It's gonna move forward inside, and at the same time you squeeze, you pull towards the back, and with the other hand you start pulling it off, and it's gonna pop. It's really a simple squeeze. If you see it's kind of hard, maybe what I did to help it out to unstuck, I put a screwdriver right there, sideways, tuck. I put my thumb over it and I squeeze it inside. So that gives a lot more deepness to the pressure. And it's gonna remove itself. So don't worry about that. It's really, really simple. What I don't understand, Colorados, Canyons, Hummers, the pipe isn't always the same connectors in the front and the back. I saw some vehicles that got those two connectors in the front and the back, and I found other ones that got the other connectors that I showed you before with the two pins that you need to squeeze in the front and the back. And don't know why, I guess depends who works on the car. I'm not sure which one is the original setting, but whatever, doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna move to the connectors. So okay, let's say you've dropped, you disconnect the two brackets that connects to it, that prevent the tanks from falling. Now you reach this part. So the first one is going to be pretty easy. It's a over the top clip, so it's going to be connected. That's sideways. You're going to just put your thumb on it, and at the same time with the other fingers, try to flip it, pull it towards the back. It's actually really accessible from the side of the tire. So this one is pretty easy. And the painful one is this one. I hate those with a passion. You see that gray part? You need, beforehand, push it toward the exit. To exit, I mean. So you pull it until it disconnects. You can actually pull it completely off. It's up to you. And after that, it's gonna give you access to that little pin right there, and there is a hook inside of it. So you'll need, try to see it carefully. So you'll need to put a pressure and at the same time pull it backward, and it's extremely stiff. So for that one, what I did, again, a screwdriver, I went inside under the car, push it backward, right there. Right. So what I did, I moved to a better place. So I'm on the side of the wheel, the back, and from there you see, so the tank's gonna be dropped about that high. This point doesn't really matter, you can actually drop it a bit more. You got enough of space with the wire. So here is the problem. So you can actually remove the clip, just like I did. I'll just put it there. Oops. And there's this one. So if I remember carefully, the connector is about that way. So you'll need to try to fit something in the front, at the same time pull it backward as you try to wedge it out. Once it's disconnected, the tank's gonna fall. Well, fall. If you put the wood pieces or the jack, like I told you, it's just gonna stay in there. You can actually lift it with your feet and remove the piece of wood. It's gonna be easier. Oh yeah, completely forget about that. I forgot about the fuel pipe. When you fill it up, as you see, the fuel pipe on mine has been changed. They put a trap door, and what you do, you just unscrew this one, I tried to unscrew the other one, but the pipe is too tight. You see already the bump on top of it, so it was really hard to twist. For that, you'll see it's really like tight fit. So the tank is connected there, and it's like, I call that ball joint. Like, it's not a good term, but it's for me. It's really like connected to it, really tight. So what I used to do in most tanks, I don't know if everybody's doing that, sometimes you can actually wiggle it off, but if it's a small one like mine, really stiff, disconnect all the brackets and everything, disconnect everything else, and when you start dropping the tank, then you can actually try to squeeze it. At the same time, the gravity is going to pull the tank towards the floor, and you just twist it, give it a twist at the same time. So I put my hand just beside this boot right there overhead, and I twist it. At the same time it drops, it's going to disconnect slowly. It's going to be painful. Sometimes it goes really well. Other times it's really painful to do. So use the gravity to your advantage. Lower your minimum, like go for the minimum effort as possible. It's always the best way to go. So I'll move to the tank to show you the tank now.